Hey everybody, Carrie Clark here with Speech and Language Kids and the SLP Solution. And today I'm going to share with you 9 strategies that you can teach to struggling readers. And these are phonological awareness strategies. So these are strategies that help children learn how to manipulate sounds, which is an integral part to reading. So often these kinds of skills like rhyming, segmentation, syllabification, those are skills that are sometimes taught in preschool, often taught in kindergarten or first grade, but sometimes we see that our older children that are struggling with reading maybe missed this piece. So going back and revisiting this with a child who is struggling to read can help improve their reading. So I'm going to go over the 9 phonological awareness skills and give you a quick example of each one. Okay, so the first one is rhyming, and these are roughly in developmental order, so usually rhyming comes before some of the later skills I'm going to talk about. But keep in mind that each child might need different things and they might do them in different orders, and that's okay. But the first one is rhyming. So we could say cat, and I like to have a dry erase board with visuals, but you can also do these just out loud. So you could do them in the car while you're driving, or you could do these while you are walking on your way to your speech therapy room. So they don't have to be done with visuals, but the visuals just add an extra little bit of help. So we would say, what rhymes with cat? Well, we can also have hat. So hat rhymes with cat. We can also say 2 words and ask the child if they rhyme. So rhyming is a really great phonological awareness skill that can be taught pretty early and can help improve their ability to read. The second one is syllable segmentation. So this is breaking a multisyllabic word into its individual syllables. So butterfly, we would do fly, and we can have the child clap that out, or we can have them do it themselves. They can tap it on the table. They can point to each syllable as we say it, but we're having them break a multisyllabic word out into syllables. And then the next one, step 3 or skill 3, is actually putting it back together. So this would be me saying, okay, I'm going to say a word. I want you to tell me what word it is. Butterfly. And notice I made a complete pause in between each syllable. We don't want it to be butterfly because that's not as hard. That's a different level of that skill. So if we say the syllables, can they put it back together? You would want to start with shorter words for this. So cookie, and we put those together to make cookie, and then build up to longer words. Now in terms of which do you do first, syllable segmentation or syllable blending? So are we pulling it apart or putting it back together? It depends on the kid. I've worked with some children who really do well if we start one way, and some that if we start the other way, it works better. So you can kind of play around and see which one is easier for the child. So that is number 3 is syllable blending. So number 4 then is alliteration. So this is talking about if words sound the same at the beginning, if they have the same beginning sound. So if we had boat and bell. Now for this one, you might want to put the visual away first so that they focus on how it sounds and then show them the letters, because letters can be misleading sometimes. But we would say, okay, listen to these words, boat, bell. Do they sound the same at the beginning? And then we would look and we would say, oh, look, they both have that B sound at the beginning, boat, bell. So that's alliteration. But then the 5th skill, 5th on our list is the same ending sound. So this is different from rhyming because we're not talking about the whole last syllable of the word. We're talking about just the last sound. So bet and I can't think of one. Here we go. Bet and coat. They both have the same ending sound, not the same vowel in the middle, so they don't rhyme, but they do have the same ending sound. So that would be 5 is matching ending sounds. And again, you can ask them to come up with a word with the same ending sound as the word you say, or you can give them 2 words and ask them if they have the same ending sound. Okay. Number 6 is sound segmentation. So we already talked about syllables and breaking words into syllables. Now we're going to talk about breaking words into sounds. So for this, you're going to start with a word that is only 2 sounds long because you want to start easy. So we can do G-O, G-O. When we put it together, we get go. All right, so sound segmentation is skill 6. That would be pulling them apart. Segmentation. Yeah, segmentation is pulling them apart. So what sounds do you hear in go? G-O. And then blending would be putting them back together. So I'm going to say the sounds and you tell me what word it is. G-O. So we start with just 2 sounds. And then we can get up to 3 sounds. K-A-T. And if the child is already starting to read and you really want to focus on the sounds, put the visual away first. Say the sounds and have them practice the skill, and then show them so that they can compare, okay? So start with shorter words, move your way up to longer words. So that's 6 sound segmentation, 7 sound blending. 8 is sound manipulation. So this is where we're gonna start moving sounds around, switching them out, adding them, deleting them. Can the child do this in their head? And then of course we can use the visual to follow up. So if I say cat, and then I say, okay, say cat, but take away the k, then they would say at. Now this is obviously a much harder skill than the earlier ones we talked about. So this might be one that you save until they're doing really well with all those other phonological awareness skills. But we're talking about adding or deleting sounds. So if I say at and add a k at the beginning, what does that make? Cat. And then switching. So that would be, if I say cat and I change the k to a b, what word would it be? Bat. So we're either adding, deleting, or switching sounds. That's skill 8, sound manipulation. And then skill 9 is letter sound correspondence. Some children pick this up so quickly. Some children need lots of practice. So this is just, what sound does B make? B. What letter makes the k sound? So we're giving them either the sound or the letter and having them fill in the other one. So those are the 9 skills. Like I said, these are skills that are great to work with 3, 4, 5, 6-year-olds as they are beginning to get to those reading stages. But it's also helpful to do this with older children who maybe missed some of this. And with older children, you might want to just go through each of the skills and ask a couple questions and see which ones they're missing, and then just focus on those. You don't necessarily need to go through all of those if the child isn't struggling with all of those. But if they're struggling to read, there's a pretty good chance that they are missing some of those skills. All right, so those are our 9 skills. We have some more resources and therapy activity ideas for this skill over on speechandlanguagekids.com. I'm going to include the link below this video if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Pinterest. So you can click on that and head over to speechandlanguagekids.com. You will find all of our information with lots of different resources, and then there's also free worksheets for phonological awareness as well. So all that's over there. I hope that helps. If you have any questions or comments, add those below this video, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.